Hello, this is part 8 of the video series, Why You Should Not Use libGDX for 3D Games. This episode is titled The Future and is probably the most important video of the series. Hello, my name is Ants and I've created this series to help other people make good decisions before choosing libGDX for their 3D game development. So, everything I'm going to be saying in this video, and it's going to be a short video, I don't think it's going to be more than 10 minutes long, is not coming from me. It's not an opinion. This is in the Khronos community. Khronos makes both OpenGL and Vulkan. It's Wikipedia. It's basically the game industry. It's people who have posted this information, and it's readily available. Okay, and I'll link all these things in the description. Okay, so everything I'm saying is not Ants's opinion. This is basically facts that are on the internet for you to verify. Okay, so OpenGL and OpenGL ES. Okay, so in previous videos, I basically say end of life. OpenGL and OpenGL ES is end of life. And again, this information is coming from the sources, from Khronos. So Vulkan was developed to actually replace OpenGL. They're both maintained by Khronos. OpenGL will have no new versions, right? And this was stated in 2017. It's like 7 years ago. And it was stated that Vulkan is the replacement. And that's why all this energy is being pushed into Vulkan. Big heavyweights companies like Apple have deprecated OpenGL support. And OpenGL over here has only one release since 2014, which was OpenGL 4.6. And that release was basically, I'll show you what was released. Not that much additional features were kind of included, but regardless, within the past 10 years, there's been one OpenGL release, and that was the last one back in 2017. Other heavyweights like NVIDIA stated that it has no plans to expose this ray tracing features to OpenGL. But to summarize this is Vulkan was developed by Khronos, who also developed OpenGL, to replace OpenGL. Okay, so that's basically the main message here, and no other versions of OpenGL or OpenGL ES are planned, and that's the takeaway from this slide. There's no future in OpenGL and OpenGL ES. Okay, another example of a heavyweight like AMD. This is just an example. I mean, I have a lot of examples of big companies basically saying, you know what, it's a waste of time supporting OpenGL. But this is FSR, Fidelity Super Resolution FSR1, 2.2, 2.1, 2.2, even version 3. They're only supporting Vulkan and DirectX and Unreal Engine. Like there's no OpenGL support. That being said, is some crazy, I shouldn't say crazy, some people are actually trying to port the FSR solution to OpenGL, but it's basically a pet project. It's a very small pet project, right? So this is from Wikipedia. So you can verify this on your own, okay? But libGDX in 2024 does not even support the features present in OpenGL for over a decade. And I'll give you some examples. Instancing just came support like within the past 2 years in OpenGL in libGDX. Geometry shader, tessellation shaders, compute shaders, they're not supported in libGDX. However, they're supported in lightweight graphics library, right? But it's not supported in libGDX, and they're over 15 years old, some of them. So 10 to 15 years have passed, and libGDX still doesn't support them on an OpenGL, a platform that is end of life. Just to give you a sense of how far back the technology is for libGDX, right? So yes, you could probably, I mean, I know people who said, oh, I got compute shaders working in libGDX. Great, but is it in libGDX? No, it's not. So officially, right? So, but as you can see, the last version here is 2017, and basically more efficient. Like basically, this is the only SPIRV there. That's the kind of, there's only a few features. I mean, nothing has happened for basically one release in 10 years, right? One release in 10 years, and there's no further releases coming. Keep that in mind, right? So what's the future? It's definitely not OpenGL and OpenGL ES. It's definitely not libGDX, right? The modern graphics APIs here. So there's Vulkan. It first was introduced by Kronos by 2015. It's gone through a lot of revisions. It's gotten a lot of traction, and it is basically designed to replace OpenGL, right? So Apple created a proprietary API called Metal, right? And this is the reason why they're dropping OpenGL support. They're in their own best interest to actually dump the older technology and just provide Metal support. And on the Microsoft side, DirectX 12, right? Yeah, API focused on improved performance, reduced overhead, and better multi-threading support. All of them are better multi-threading support. Vulkan does a really good job and frees up the CPU. So, you might get some GPU gains, but you're going to get tremendous CPU gains because our GPUs are getting so much powerful, right? So, yeah, that's basically it. It's a quick video. So when I say the reason why you shouldn't use libGDX technically for everything, but specifically for 3D because it needs a lot of these kind of advanced features of OpenGL. Not only does libGDX doesn't support an extremely old end-of-life technology like OpenGL, but OpenGL is dead, right? So it's end of life. So that's basically it. Thank you.